Welcome to a very short mind poke about why we drink. I think it is important that as adults we review our actions and we look at the deeper layers of what we do without thinking most of the time. And I think it is time to look at why we drink and maybe look at the big picture. Also look at the micro picture, that one of my body, that one of my mind, that one of my contribution to life and humanity, and then also that one to the impact of my drinking on my family, on my colleagues, on my employees, on my budget, and on my lineage. What we do today influences our children's future, and that is something very near and dear to my heart. After over 30 years in the corporate world doing employee wellness programs, doing trauma counseling, having worked 10 of those in direct substance abuse rehabilitation, I call myself a theracoach because I am a registered therapist and a registered coach. Now, often people say you cannot be a coach and a therapist at the same time. Well, you know what? After 30 years of integrating knowledge, learning, and skill, I can. It's different hats, but I can switch in between them, and I find that this is the most proactive, most effective method of assisting people in recovery from trauma. A substance abuse is another symptom of trauma, by the way, and as well as planning a sensible and practical and fulfilling life going forward. So here we are. I would love you to hear the very short next insert, and I do pray that it makes you think. Good morning, my online friends. Yes, I know it's been a while, but here I am. I decided to start reading you a couple of things that has been crossing my path through work and other experiences. And today's topic is we drink. When I was a young social worker, I started in a rehab, working mostly then with male alcoholics. And as your skill set grows and you progress to work with more kinds of different substances, we're talking in the old way when marijuana was still illegal and they used to mix it with mandrax. I worked with those, cocaine, heroin, etc. But today specifically, I want to talk about why we drink. And I think it does also count or has the same similarities with other substances. But let's run through this one and you decide. We drink for joy and become miserable. We drink for sociability and become argumentative. We drink for sophistication and become obnoxious. We drink to help us sleep and awake exhausted. We drink for exhilaration and end up depressed. We drink to gain confidence and become afraid. We drink to make conversation and become incoherent. We drink to diminish our problems and see them multiplying. And this comes from somebody called Richard Bloomer, written in 1990. I want to just explain each of these points. Whether we like it or not, whether we agree with it or not, alcohol is a depressant. So if we say we drink for joy, ultimately it will have a depressing effect. If we say we drink for sociability, it means that we are allowing our inhibitions to be lifted, and the stuff that we suppress and the stuff that we hide, those things come to the surface. And I've heard many old counselors and coaches say, if you want the truth, listen to a drunk man. We drink to be sophisticated. Up to a point, it's all very elegant. You can drink very expensive alcohol. You can drink very cheap alcohol. Bottom line is ultimately, in your drinking process, you will lose coherent abilities. You won't walk properly, you won't talk properly, you won't remember effectively. So those things are real. We drink to help us sleep. I know so many people who are high functioning alcoholics who drink to sleep but never ever wake up rested. Because now remember, when alcohol is in your system, it becomes a sugar, and sugar provides energy. So you have restless sleep. Plus, your kidneys and liver has to work really, really hard to process the toxin of the alcohol. And then thirdly, you dehydrate. So you will wake up thirsty and your organs will be depleted. And that includes your brain. We drink to gain confidence and become afraid. So many people know the word Dutch courage. We drink, we feel better, we feel bolder, we feel brighter, we feel more attractive. And then one day we realize, but I'm not that. I need the alcohol to make me feel that way. And that's when the truth of the reality of your drinking hits you. We drink to make conversation. I have listened to many a drunk human. Let me not make it a gender issue here. And I can tell you that they repeat themselves endlessly. Yes, they divulge stuff that they don't really want to and in their own minds shouldn't, and yet they can't help themselves. We drink to diminish our problems and see them multiply. I am yet to meet one person in my career of 36 years working with substance abuse and in corporates and in wellness programs that can say, hey, this beer, this whiskey, this brandy, this gin, this whatever solved my problems. There's no such thing as drinking or drugging your problem away. Be wise, be bold, be honest, get help.